was paid advance payment of 25%, amounting to 364,718, which was paid between the period of signing the contract up to 31st of May 2024. Now, during inspection, it was found out that the project had delayed for a period of 3 months beyond the initial construction period. This project is on page 6. Management is promising to say the report. We have moved to expedite the already late completion of the project by engaging the contractor. The new tentative date of completion is 31st May 2025. So it is on this statement that we want to seek clarification that the official completion date for the project was 15th of March 2024, and now through constant engagement of the contractor, there have been a few extensions granted, and the project is going to complete by 31st of May, in just a few days from now. What prompted management to prolong this project, to take it up to this far, to 31st of May 2025, yet you have shown that you have been engaging the contractor for expeditiously complete the works, but now you have to delay it up to 31st of May 2025. What are the major reasons?
Okay, thank you, Chair. I think on this project, you note that we mentioned that there was a dispute initially concerning the location of the projects. All these are political preferences by different people to say a project should be located in this place, such that a mobilization was delayed, and I learned also that some of the materials actually were delivered to the council instead of going to site, as the dispute was in waiting to be resolved. Then I think what gives us the courage now is that at some point the contractor was not on site, but now the contractor is on site and has committed to complete the works by the set date that we have mentioned here. And when we show the pictures of progress there, I think we are very much assured that by that date the works will be completed. And I think that is also true to our previous inspection.
Now, just a follow-up on that. Is there any records to state that there were disputes as regards the location of the structure?
Okay, I think for the details of that, I'll be helped by the Director, Engineering and Fire Services.
Yes, how long have you been there?
Barely a month. I reported on 3rd April. Yeah.
Okay. Yes, please. Director, Planning.
Thank you, Chair.
Yes, just switch off your microphone, please.
To answer that, there are minutes of a meeting which was held between the traditional leadership, the admin, and the civic leaders, the DC, and the council chair. There are minutes on Appendix 3.
Appendix 3? Guide us clearly. Appendix 3 is bulk.
The last minutes.
The last minutes? Dr. Manza?
Okay, so it's in the minutes, they're on Appendix 3. Chair, these minutes, this was a meeting that was held this year, 7th of February, 2025. 12th of February, 2025. Whilst this project, the initial completion period was on 15th of March 2024. So just a few days or few months before coming to this committee, they had to look for some evidence sort of to show that there was engagement. Question is, how can you present minutes on a project that was supposed to end by March 2024, and you present a minute in 2025 concerning a land dispute? Because before doing any project, you need to secure the land. So now 1 year, 2 years later, down the line, you have a meeting, the minutes on February, a meeting in February. How authentic is this evidence?
Yes, Director Planning.
Thank you, Chair. The minutes we are referring to for 14th December 2023. It's on Appendix 3, it's on the last page.
The last page, Honorable?
3.
Appendix 3. Appendix 3,
The
Honorable.
last documents.
These are on 14th of December 2023 at 12:10 hours. No, 14th of December. On Appendix 3, the last document, Honorable Mwanza. You have seen it?
Some of the question, land dispute is the first thing to be discussed. 14th December is already 14th December 2024. That was already 8 months after the
14th December 2023.
2023.
Yes.
Oh, okay.
By the way, seriously, how was this particular project selected? Did the willingness did the willingness come from the community, or it was just imposed on them? Yes, Director Planning.
The project was proposed by the community. It wasn't imposed on them.
How long have you been there, Director Planning?
I've been there since June 2023.
June 2023.
Yes.
So the proposal came from
the community.
From the community.
For the project.
You have documentations to that?
I think they are not.
Because the community is supposed to select a project, they write to the CDF committee, and when they are proposing that they need this, definitely location was also identified. So how come they proposed a particular project without identifying where it is supposed to be located? Yes, Director Planning.
The proposal indicated that the the project was to be implemented in Koma, but now the dispute was over a specific location where the actual implementation of the project was to be done. That's where there was a dispute.
So after the project was awarded to them by the CDF committee, did you go there for site allocation, site visit?
Yes, a site visit was conducted.
You were there yourself?
No, for the site visit, I didn't attend that.
Who was
site
there?
Visit meeting. I think the director engineering.
Director engineering. Director engineering. You were there?
Yes, Chair.
Use the microphone, please.
Yes, Chair, I was there.
You were there.
Yes, Chair.
They showed you that the project must be located here.
Sure, Chair.
And then after that, they changed.
On the same day, when initially we were showed a site which was on the middle of the ward. Later, as we were
Middle of the ward? What do you mean?
like in the there's a central location of the ward.
Yes.
So as we were proceeding to another site visit in a different ward, we were informed to say that we've shown the contractor a different location.
Continue explaining.
So it's from there, that's when the dispute arose.
Then what did you do next? Continue explaining. Let me not guide you.
From there, we had to now engage, through the CS, we had to engage the DC and the council chair. That's how now we started sitting for the minutes to resolve the dispute.
What's the current status of this project?
It's it's almost complete.
Where has it finally been located?
In the initial at the initial location.
On the middle of the ward.
Yes, the center.
You should be
location.
specifying the name of the ward so that the people of GWEMBE can know that
It's
they are talking about our ward.
It's Koma ward. The ward.
Oma ward.
Koma ward is called Koma ward.
Koma?
Yes, and the location is called
Koma of Nkoma?
Koma, double K-O-M-A.
Oh, Koma.
Yes.
Yes.
Koma ward. And the location is called Central.
It's there in your report. You don't know where it's located.
Okay, let me just say it's
Why should management state that the land dispute was part of the query, part of the cause of delay in the completion of this project going up to 2025?
Yes, yes.
Okay, so that in essence is just to also factor in the accumulative effect of that initial delay and confusion to the contractor where he had to deliver the materials at the council instead of the actual site for implementation. So right from the beginning, the timelines were affected. Then we do admit that looking at the time that the Honorable is referring to, Chair, there has indeed been a further delay during the implementation from that point forth. So I think the Director Engineer can also highlight on other factors that may have affected, but generally this is a picture. Yes.
Okay. Dr. Mans.
No, we want to move on the same pace. The minutes on the minutes of the meeting on 14th December 2023, the resolution was that the land issue was settled, that to be in Koma ward and to be at a central location in the area near Maluba area in the showground somewhere there. And then the following day, a contract was signed with his contractor on the 15th. And this contractor even received advance payment, 25%. Then why should then a dispute be part of the excuse or the reasons, the query as to the delay of this project up to this year, to 2025? Was there any incidents? Was there any incidents beside what was agreed on 14th December, whilst the contractor occupied the site, that there was some he was not welcome to do the project?
Yes, yes.
Yeah, Chair, I think from our submission on page 5, we said we acknowledge the findings of the auditors and wish to state that this was due to a dispute on the location of the project, that is one, and extensions of time that were granted the contractor. Meaning now this is a behavior of the contractor. He requested for extensions which were granted him and which has led down to this time. I think the engineer can add to that. And I think our submission is clear that that's not the only factor.
Director Engineering, add more flesh to that.
Thank you, Chair. Yes, Chair. The land dispute was resolved on, when we had the meeting. But still, after that, when the contractor possessed site, he would, people would still chase him out of sight. And that went on for some time. And again, the other reason was that the contract was signed in rainy season. So the roads were impassable. He couldn't deliver the materials on time. So it's also led to the delay.
Okay, last clarification.
Yes, why did you pay? Why did you pay 25% advance payment to the contractor when you are not sure of the site? Because you paid 25% despite the contractor to give advance payment bonds, but you have not yet settled the issue of land. What if that land would not have been given and yet you paid the 25%? Why did you pay 25% advance payment without the contractor taking possession of the site? Because you can see now the behavior. He got 25% and he forgot. He disappeared. There's nothing that happened on the site until the following year, which is this year, 2025. He got that 25% advance payment and behaved. I mean, he disappeared. He never did anything on site until now. Until this year, they kept on engaging. The engagement letters started around February to engage him to come back, and now they are promising us that the project is going to be completed by the contractor. Why did you pay advance payment when you have not acquired land?
Yes.
I think
you are thinking, or
yes,
you are trying to tell, or you want to tell what is on the ground?
I'm thinking what is on the ground is
if you are thinking, then let DF. DF, how long have you been at the council?
I went there in December.
December?
2024.
2024?
Yes, Chair.
You can still have something to... Auditor? How long have you been there?
I've been there for almost 8 years now.
Almost?
8 years.
Yes, Auditor. Payment was made. You saw this payment come to your office.
Yes, Chair.
You passed it.
Yes, Chair.
Without any works done.
The payment was advance payment, which is supposed to be paid without anything until they sign the contract. And
when you followed up in your case, did you find any work done in that regard?
Chair, the work wasn't there as we are saying, because of the land.
Up to when? From 2023 up to when?
Sometimes 2024. That's when he started doing the work.
Auditor, according to you as an auditor, the works at which stage? The works are at which stage? Microphone, please.
The works, Chair, we are almost
finishing,
as you can see on the pictures. I'm sure by this time we are talking, by the time we go back to find it is almost finishing.
Director Engineering, you heard the question. What do you have to say to it?
Thank you, Chair. And sorry, what's the question again, sir?
The question is, Dr. Mann, please rephrase it.
Yes. As a client, you are yet to sort out the land issue for the contractor to occupy site. You have already signed a contract with the contractor, and you've seen it by yourself that the contractor is not welcome on that piece of land, then you pay advance payment, 25%. And the contractor, during the whole construction period, the contract actually, it never worked. The contract was signed on 15th December 2023 for 3 months. It was supposed to end on the 15th of March 2024. And the contractor paid that advance payment. During this period, he did nothing because of that land dispute. This land dispute was well known before the contractor occupied the site. How did you pay advance payment? Is that what conditions of a contract specify? That even if the contractor gives an advance payment bond, then you give him an advance payment. Now, what if, and I shouldn't go to what if, yes, but just the contract rules.
Yes, Director Engineering.
Thank you, Chair. We paid the contractor the advance payment because through other engagements we also engaged the chief, and it was guaranteed that the contractor will start the works, of which he was given the site, ready to start the works, but the dispute still continued. His workers were being chased out of site.
So what guarantee did you have that he will do the works? That gave you the comfort to pay him, even before the land disputes were settled?
No, he was only paid, thank you, Chair. He was only paid after the meetings. That's when he was paid.
Which meetings?
The meetings we had with the traditional leadership. That's
which last meeting are you alluding to that he was paid after that? Which last meeting?
No, I said the same meetings. Not the, I didn't say the last meeting, but the same through the same meetings.
So when you were just carrying out meetings without a concrete resolution, to you it was comforting enough to proceed the payment?
Yeah, when the chief intervened, we were sure that progress will be there.
So after the assurance, then you paid him?
We paid, but...
How long did it take from the time that he was supposed to have constructed to the time that he constructed? How long he started the construction? How long did it take?
It took about from the engagement started on 7th in March.
March 2024. And when did you pay him? When did you make the payment? Advance payment.
Okay.
Yes, please, Director Engineering, switch off. Yes.
Okay, I wanted to say the scenario was that in the minutes that we presented, it was resolved by the senior members or senior stakeholders in the district, and the council was comfortable to let the contractor possess site. So it was very unforeseeable that they could have known that the community would chase the contractor when he reports on, mobilizes on site.
But who rejected the contractor at first? Was it the chiefs or the community members? Yes, respond.
Okay, that one, I can refer it to those that were there.
Who was there?
Director Planning.
Yes, Director Planning.
It was some members of the community that...
Okay, just that. I wanted to just hear who chased the contractor on site. So when you exhausted the discussions with him, the chiefs, why didn't you go back to the community and talk to them also and affirm and inform them on your proceedings with the chiefs, so that you could hear their views and then come and effect the payment. Why didn't you do that?
Chair, the headmen who represent the chief were part of that engagement and that discussion, where it was resolved that that site at Maluba, the centrally located site, would be the site where the project would be implemented. And therefore, we took it that the headmen would, since now they were all in agreement, would also communicate to the members of their respective villages that they had.
Okay, we proceed. Dr. Manza, we proceed.
Okay. In a similar fashion, on page 8, the project for drilling of boreholes. Delayed completion of works drilling of boreholes and water reticulation system. This on 7th December, the council engaged Shaz Investment Corporation for drilling of 4 boreholes and water reticulation at Luambo. I can just say 4 centers. This contractor was paid 25% as a advance payment, but physical inspection carried out in July. That was almost 5 months after the contract came to an end. The contractor only did not in few places he did the drilling of the boreholes, but he never did other auxiliary equipment such as UPVC tanks, 10,000 liters and so on. So the contractor, to date, he actually terminated the contract by himself. He wrote a letter to, it is on page 8, that the contractor has since written informing management of his decision not to continue with the works. And the works chair right now, they are still under procurement, just like the maternity annex at Coma. What prompted the contractor to self-terminate the contract when you rushed to give him advance payment before he could actually do substantial work equivalent to the advance payment that he received?
Yes.
Okay, Director Engineering.
Thank you, Chair. We proceeded to pay the contractor the advance payment, seeing to it that he had
Director Engineering, take it easy. You know what you are just supposed to narrate here? It's exactly what happened. The reasoning or the rationale behind the payment. Don't start speaking as if you are trying to pick words to try to formulate sentences of issues that were not on the ground. So just explain what really happened, what prompted you to make that particular payment.
Thank you, Chair. We proceeded to pay the contractor after he had applied for advance payment. So we paid him so that he can move on site and carry on the works. Thank you.
So just switch off your microphone. So the logic behind the advance payment was to enable him to move on site. And how many boreholes did he do before he wrote the termination of contract?
Thank you, Chair. He had drilled 4. He drilled all the 4, and out of the 4, he had equipped 2. So he only remained with 2. By the time he was terminating, he wrote for termination of the
So
of his
according
contract.
to you, that was worth the advance payment?
Yes, Chair, because we even had the advance payment was gotten from him.
The advance
Before
payment was retrieved from
was
him?
retrieved from him, yes. He had paid the advance payment.
Dr. Mwansa?
This is the same contractor who was given also, I've just seen on page 9, failure to replace solar panels, Makambo Primary School. Could it be the same contractor? Shazgani Congo, General Dealers, for the 1x3 classroom block that he was paid 95%.
Switch off your microphone.
He was paid up to 95%, but there were still outstanding works. Is it the same contractor as for the drilling? The Shaz, S-H-A-R-T-Z.
Oh, the contractor for...
Excuse me. Excuse me. Take it easy. You only speak after I have asked you to speak. If I want, I cannot ask you to speak. I would ask somebody else to answer. CS. You have heard Dr. Manza's question?
Clearly heard it, and I refer it to the procurement officer.
Procurement officer?
Thank you, Chair. That's not the contractor.
It's not the same contractor?
Different one. It's a different one.
This is different?
Yes. It's Ganikongo. No. That's just a typo error.
Typo error?
Yes, it's always the Ganikongo, not Shaz.
Who made this error? Yes, who made this error here? Oh, the same procurement. Who made this error?
I think when the auditors were capturing it, they captured the same name together with another company, because there are 2 companies there. There's Ganikongo General Dealers.
So when they were in your council, why didn't you rectify the error? They were there for, I believe, 2 weeks, not so?
Yes.
Why didn't you rectify the error?
The error was not brought to my attention in my office, because we could have done that.
Who should have brought it to your attention? Whom did you expect to bring the error to your attention? Okay, who was being audited? Is it GWEMBE or its auditors?
It's GWEMBE.
Now, who should have brought that error to each other or to the other? When were you audited?
2024.
2024, which date?
I think that was July.
July. So from July 2024 up to date, you could not make efforts to meet the auditors within your province and rectify this error. You only come and appear on TV and tell the whole country that this was an error by auditors. Is that being genuine? Is that being genuine?
No, it's not.
So who is on the wrong here?
We are on the wrong because we did not tell them.
Auditor? Yes, you are on the wrong. You have already simplified. Yes, sir.
Yes, I think if you look at the audit process, we first gave them the query, they responded, and we also gave them the status of the query and the management letter. And that never came out that there was that wrong. After the management letter, they responded, and then that is when the report comes to Parliament. So they respond about twice. So the audit process is not just about that time that we are there for the 15 days. It covers actually about a month or 2. It covers almost 3 months. From the time that we start the audit, we give you first the query. We give you 10 days in which you are supposed to respond. And after that you respond, we look at your response together. And then again we write the management letter. We give you 15 days in which you are supposed to answer. So that never came up. We have, I think, their response. That's what I'm.
So, CS, according to you, with the process that the auditor has explained, can you, as a CS, agree with what the Director Procurement is saying, that it was an error?
So I think the noble thing to do is to apologize before the Honorable Committee.
What are you apologizing for?
That there is shares on the name Gan Congo General Dealers. There is a shares
The
there.
question is, can you agree? You have heard the process that has been talked about. Now, can you agree that this was an error?
He said the typo error, so...
Okay, wait. Director Procurement, you have heard the process that has been explained here. You were there, not so? Can you confirm with the committee that that was an error? Do you know what an error is? Director Procurement, you are learned enough. Use the microphone when I ask you a question. Do you know what an error is?
Yes.
What is an error?
It's an omission.
An error is an omission.
Unforeseen omission.
Unforeseen omission. Or
commission.
Director Procurement, what is an error? Can you attribute this to an error or negligence? Director Procurement, is this an error or negligence? You are not speaking, your mouth is just open, Director Procurement. You are not here to just keep quiet, but to respond to questions. What can you attribute this to? They come, they make investigations, you sit down, you go through, they write it to you, you respond, they again write it to you, again you respond, and then you say this is an error. Can you please be serious with the work that you are doing? On the same. So what do we take? CS, what do we take? Microphone, please.
Yes, so I think Director Engineer...
Don't think.
Well, I like thinking, sorry. The Director Engineering explained that 4 boreholes were drilled, 2 of which were...
the question here is this the same company that drilled the borehole and the one that failed to replace the solar panels on time? That's the question.
Okay, so the answer is no.
The answer is no.
Yes.
But can you read it there on page 9? On the 1st of November 2023, the council engaged Shaz Gani Congo General Dealers for the construction of a 1x3 classroom block at a contract sum of 728,795 with a completion period of 12 weeks commencing on 1st of November 2023 and ending on 31st of January 2024. Go back to the previous page. Actually to page 7. Page 7. Let's read the first on delayed completion of works drilling of boreholes and water reticulation system. On 7th of December 2023, the council engaged Shaz Investments Corporation. Can you read that?
Yes, Chair. So
yes, it's saying Shaz, underline Shaz there, Investment Corporation Limited, for the drilling of 4 boreholes and water reticulation systems at Lumbo and Jamwe Rural Health Centers, Mukambo and Munyumbwe Primary School, at a contract sum of 770. So I want you to underline the Shaz Investments Corporation on page 7 And on page 9, no, yes, 9, it's also saying shares Ganikongo general dealers. So the question is that the same shares or they are different?
Chair, what is coming to light here is that these are different shares, except that there was a typo error that can be defined as negligence, looking at the processes that were followed. That is on page 9. The shares is not supposed to be there. So
it's supposed to be what?
Supposed to be Ganikongo general dealers. While the other one.
So the shares is not supposed to be there.
The shares is not supposed to be there.
So it's just supposed to be Ganikongo.
Ganikongo, yes.
So what should we take? The oral presentation or written? Did you sit down together on this one as a team?
Yes, we sat.
You went through and you never saw the shares.
It eluded our sight, and we are sorry for that.
All of you. 8 men, 16 eyes, failing to identify this. So what do you put on the table?
I think we are saying we apologize for that oversight. Yes.
On the same page 9, CS, switch off your microphone. Look at that replacement of solar panels. When we read it down there, as at 31st of May 2024, the contractor had been paid amounts totaling 691,371 kwacha, leaving a balance of 37,388 kwacha, representing 95% of the contract sum. A physical inspection carried out on 16th of May 2024 revealed that the project had been completed. However, the solar panel supplied and installed had malfunctioned and had not been replaced as at 30th of June 2024. Consequently, the structure had not been handed over to the school. Now, when you go to your action taken, you are saying management intervened by engaging the contractor. I'm reading on page 10. By engaging the contractor to ensure the solar panels were replaced, the project has since been completed and handed over and completion certificate issued. My question is, when was this project completed? When were the solar panels installed? Yes.
Okay, so I think on page 9, it says a physical inspection reviewed that on 16th. The project was completed. Then a word follows, say, however, so meaning there is an issue, and which was that the solar panels malfunctioned, which meant that the project was not given completion certificates, neither was it handed to the end users. And that's why on page 10, we are saying...
And that is on which date?
That is...
by 30th of who? 30th of June 2020?
2024, yes.
The project was not yet handed over and
yes.
No completion certificate yet, isn't it?
Yes.
Now, that's what I'm asking to say. When you go on your action taken, you are saying the project has since been completed and handed over and completion certificate issued. My question is, when was this project completed? By completing, we mean the installation of the solar panels. When were they installed, and when was the completion certificate handed over?
So for me, 16th May reveals that the project was completed. However, it had issues which had to be resolved, which is the manner with main construction projects. And for us probably to see the date, we can see Appendix 6 for the dates, because the date
Wait,
here...
before you go to Appendix 6, Director Engineering, I think you can have a proper answer here. I'm asking you to say, when were the solar panels fixed and when was the completion certificate given. You know, when you have been asked when, you people have been to school, I believe, the answer should be a date or time. That's the question to when. You just state to say, on such a day, a date, the project, the solar panels were installed, and on such a date, the completion certificate was issued. So, when were these two attended to? Director Engineering.
Thank you, Chair. So the the project was finalized in January, and we had no. By then we had not issued the completion certificate.
The project was it? Want to hear that word you have used? Want to hear it from him? The project was it?
The project was completed in January.
January what?
But I can't mention the exact date, but it was before 31st January.
Switch off your microphone. Yes.
All right. Yeah. From our appendix, because it refers as to appendix 6, I can see a completion date of 13th March 2024. If we go to the last page of our appendix 6.
We have seen it. That's where we are heading to.
All right.
That's why I first asked you to say, when was this project completed by the installation of solar panels, and when was the completion certificate issued? Yes, yes.
Okay. So from the information in our appendix, I'm seeing letters of engaging the contractor to replace. I have not seen any indication of the exact date, because from this letter that he should engage, I think he worked on it, and the next thing I'm seeing is the completion.
So according to you, CS, who should answer those questions? Is it the committee here, or it's you, GWEMBE Town Council?
It's GWEMBE Town Council.
So can you please answer the questions? If you can't, ask one of the officers who was there to quickly answer these questions. They are it's just a simple question which requires two answers.
All right, Director.
Director Engineering.
Thank you, Chair. We issued out the completion certificate. Initially, we issued out the completion certificate, but afterwards, that's when now the solar panels.
No. The question is, when was the completion certificate issued?
On 31st March.
31st March, which year?
2024.
2024?
Yes, Chair.
31st March 2024?
Yes.
Now look at
13th, Chair.
13th March 2024?
Yes.
That's when you issued the certificate. Now look at read in page 9. The last sentence is there. However, the solar panel supplied and installed, the last sentence, had malfunctioned and had not been replaced as at 30th of June 2024. Consequently, the structure had not been handed over to the school. So how can you give a completion certificate in March with outstanding works, and to be found in June that actually this structure is not yet completed and not yet handed off? Who operates like that? You know, that's the reason to why, Director Engineering, you were not able to answer my questions correctly. That's why you were failing to. Because you didn't know. We have seen these dates. They are not correlating according to the where the works and the certificates are supposed to be issued. So which one comes first? Completion certificate or handing over?
Thank you, Chair. Well, what we issued was a partial completion certificate.
Partial completion certificate?
Yes, Chair.
So according to you, this partial completion certificate, it's on Appendix 6, not so? Partial completion certificate, issued on 13th of March 2024. You have seen that?
Yes, Chair.
So according to you, this was right? This information is correct here? That you issued
recording in progress.
Partial completion certificate. Don't worry, that recording in progress always takes place. You are being recorded and people are watching you live. So even when you are lacking words to use, they are seeing how you are stammering. Live on TV. Parliament TV, DSTV. We are on channel 275. God TV channel 28. Top Star channel 5, and others are following live on National Assembly Facebook page. So, is this correct? Director Engineering, because you were there. Is this correct?
Chair, I think we'll just ask for forgiveness on this one.
Forgiveness for what? You want to be forgiven on what?
On the dates.
On the dates? Yeah. Yes, what's wrong with the dates? You never told the truth?
No, we told the truth.
So what are you asking forgiveness for? Because according to us, okay, when was this project handed off? Yes.
Procurement officer.
Procurement officer, when was this project handed off?
Thank you, Chair. This project was handed over last year.
Last year, on which dates?
If I'm not mistaken, it's towards the end of the year.
You know, GWEMBE Town Council, you are trying to make our work difficult. You know why you are trying to make our work difficult is you are answering as if you were not there. Switch off your microphone, please. You are answering as if it's your committee that prepared the partial completion certificates. You are answering as if it's your committee that did the handover. You are answering as if it's your committee that was doing all your works for you. You are leaving questions unanswered. This is not fair on your committee. When you have been asked a question, I believe the procurement officer, you were there, not so? Not so? So why not answer the questions as they are, than giving open statements or not being able to answer the questions? Dr. Mans, do you have a follow-up question on this one?
Yes, I have a follow-up question. The question which the chair asked, it has taken a bit of some time because you could not answer. The question is, when did the contractor install the solar panels? Because we want to check the correlation between malfunctioning of the solar system and your payment. You paid 100%. You paid 95%. 95% is completion of all the payment. You are only remaining with 5%. That 5% is for defects liability period as a retention. So you certified that all the works were done according to specification. So later, only to find out that the solar panels are not working. Now, that 95%, it includes the payment for the solar panels. Why did you pay 95%, including the panels that were malfunctioning? That is the first question. The other one is, you have said on page 10, management response. Management acknowledges the findings of the Auditor General and wishes to state that this was due to delays in the contractor replacing the solar panels due to financial constraints on the part of the contractor. Mark these words, financial constraints on the part of the contractor. You are explaining that the auditors found that the malfunctioning solar panels were not replaced by even up to June 2024. Now you are saying they were not replaced up to June simply because the contractor had financial constraints. So if we go to Appendix 6, you wrote letters. I think the first letter is enough. You wrote letters and to the contractor to remind him to replace the solar panels that are malfunctioning. And here is a response from the contractor. He's saying, we write to inform you that the delay in the installation of solar panels at Makambo Primary School was due to the first ones which malfunctioned. They were therefore returned to the supplier for replacement as they were under warrant. The supplier delayed to replace the malfunctioned solar panels due to the stock which had run out at the time we returned them. We are pleased to inform you that the solar system has been installed and is now working. Where did you get the justification, the reason to state that the delay of the contractor to replace the solar panels was due to financial constraints on the part of the contractor, as alluded to on page 10, when the contractor himself has explained that the delay was just caused because he returned those panels to the supplier, and the supplier had no stock. After all, those panels were under warrant, which means the contractor did not even pay anything. This reason, which is on page 10, to say the delay of the contractor to fix solar panels was because of the financial constraints on the part of the contractor. How do you compare what do you want your committee to take as a reason to the delay for the solar panels to be installed? Is it the financial problems that the contractor had, or just that the supplier, the stock ran out?
Yes.
Okay, Director Engineering will add.
Director Engineering.
Thank you, Chair. On this stance, we will say that the committee can get the second reason of the stock running out from the supplier, the one who supplied the contractor with the
So the
solar
first
panels.
reasoning is not correct?
The first reason, though not tabulated anywhere, it was just a verbal response from the contractor.
Verbal? Yes, Dr. Mans.
What is which they submitted on page 10 needs to be retracted.
So it means what you have submitted on page 10 needs to be retracted? Because this is your submission. Yes, Director Engineering. You know, you don't need to be giving contradictory statements. You are simply tying yourselves up. Yes, so this should be extracted, expunged.
Yes, Chair.
Sure. All right, GWEMBE Town Council, in summary, I think the 2023 report, audit report reviews critical failures in the GWEMBE Town Council, CDF execution. You have been found to have persistent delays.
Chair, with your indulgence.
By the way, before we conclude with the GWEMBE Town Council, we have just been joined by my elder brother, the honorable member for a particular constituency that I have not mentioned, because he mentions it very nicely in his own way. Honorable member for Mitete, please kindly introduce yourself before GWEMBE Town Council and the viewers.
As already introduced. Thank you. That's my name. The MP for Mitete constituency.
There was a noise, honorable member. Maybe you can repeat the constituency name.
Thank you so very much, Chair.
Mite?
You cannot come and note errors here. No. You will not give contradicting statements here. No. My name is Mutelo Mishek, MP for Mitete, as the chair is winding up. I would not want to open the Pandora box. GWEMBE.
Thank you so much. That is my elder brother from Mitete, Honorable Mishek Mutelo. As I was concluding in my concluding remarks, I had started by saying, GWEMBE Town Council, you have been found to have persistent delays in unfinished boreholes and schools. For example, Siamasusu Community School, due to logistical mismanagement. 1. 2, you've been found to have unspent funds of almost 12,671,795 kwacha as low expenditure on grants and bursaries, as it is depicted in Appendix 2.2. Even as you were reading, you saw it. It indicates poor disbursement planning. 3, you have weak loan recovery. You have, you don't even have evidence for repayments, and you have huge amounts that haven't yet been collected, or loans that haven't been paid back. This underscores inadequate follow-ups as a council, because it is your mandate to make sure that loans are recovered as a council. So key priority areas, you as a council should: 1, accelerate project delivery, terminate non-performing contractors and publicize completion schedules, improve fund utilization. It's good, CSO, you are writing, that is showing that you are really taking note of what I'm saying here. Improve fund utilization, submit expenditure ledgers for unspent amounts, and justify delays. 3, you have to enforce loan repayments. You have to provide proof of recovery amounts and sensitize the beneficiaries on their needs to repay the loans. So, in summary, ineffective project implementation and financial lapses requires urgent corrective action to meet community needs. GWEMBE Town Council, go back and do your homework. We don't want to see you here next year if you do well. We expect you to perform much better than this by next year. CSA, you are new in the council. We have all the hope that you are able to perform. Can you perform for the good people of GWEMBE? Together as a team, you cannot perform alone. The entire team has to be proactive and perform for the betterment of the Zambian people, for the betterment specifically of the people of GWEMBE. CDF money has been put in your hands to implement and make sure implementation is taking place on time. With this having said, I wish to withdraw the immunity that I vested on you. Go well. Go back without immunity. If you say anything beyond this, you will say it at your own peril, because I have withdrawn the immunity. Thank you.
Good afternoon, thank you so much. That was GWEMBE Town Council appearing before the Committee on Local Government Accounts. The committee is considering the report of the Auditor General on the Constituency Development Fund for the financial year ended 31st December 2023. We still have 2 more local authorities expected to appear before the committee. We do expect Itej Local Council, rather, Itej Town Council to appear before the committee. And of course, Shwangandu Town Council. Shwangandu Town Council, they are reappearing. So we urge you to stay glued to Parliament television. Good afternoon. But is that the idea?